can I share with you one mindset that has been saving my mental health as of late? Well, today it's Saturday and I had to wake up early this morning, and it's the weekend. I wanted to sleep in a little bit, and sleeping in for me is like maybe, 8:30 a.m. And I had to get up earlier because I had to go film an event. So I had to check myself. And listen, I had to get out that mindset of having to do something and shift it to I get to. That I get to mindset. I get to wake up this morning, first of all. I get to be a father. I get to provide, cook breakfast for my kids. I get to get in the shower. I get to use my gifts to make a living, to provide for my family. I get to film. This is something I love to do for a living. I get to capture mental health advocates, capture their message so they can continue to share it with the world. I get to recap this event that's going to be used and marketed later for quarterly events about mental health. You see what happened right there? And I just want to come on here and share that because oftentimes, especially if you're a father, you might be overwhelmed. You may be in a season of just tired, and sometimes as a dad, as a husband, maybe a son, we're just holding it together, it feels like, as we continue to navigate through life. And I ain't gonna lie, it gets heavy. A gentleman, a good friend of mine from my church, shout out to Jimmy, he said, just because I wear it well doesn't mean it don't get heavy. Things get heavy. And I know that in the midst of you may be feeling like you don't want to wake up, or you have to do all these things. I have to go brush my teeth, or I have to get up to go to a grocery store, or I have to get my kids together, or I have to go cook for them. I want you guys to shift your mindset to I get to. It's very powerful. And I think it goes to the language that happens when you say you have to. It's almost like negative. Like, I think we've been prone since kids, like, oh, you have to go do this, or I have to go do this. Oh, it's almost like nagging almost. Like, I have to go to the grocery store to get groceries. No, I get to go to the grocery store. I get to have funds to buy groceries. I get to cook my favorite meal by going to the grocery store. I get to be alive. I get to experience this. I get to cook a meal for my family. It it has been so small to do. However, for many years, especially this past year, it has been an instant uplifter for me, where I become grateful and more appreciative of the things I do every day. And that's what mental health is, because it's strengthening that all the time. Just keep strengthening it. And kind of like taking a step back to realize how you talk to yourself, your inner self. These are the things that get loaded into your subconscious, right? These are the thoughts we tell it of what we do or what we have to do, right? Have to do. No, we get to. And when we come from a place of being grateful, having that gratitude attitude, it attracts more of those positive flow states where, things don't have to be looked at as bad or good, or doesn't have to be looked at negative. We have the power in ourselves to reshift our mind. Everyone has this power to reshift your mind, to make something and create a feeling of what we take away. We have that power, whether we look at it as negative or positive. And doing I get to attitude did wonders for me today. I said this, I was up early. I woke up at like 7:30, it felt like a weekday. And of course I wanted to sleep in and do all that fun stuff. But I completely started immediately. Oh, I get to wake up. I get to see another day. Oh, I get to move my hands. Oh, I get to be sore because I ran 4 miles yesterday, right? It was a lot of hills where I was running. I get to move my legs still. I get to do what I love for a living. I get to document. I get to create content for someone's legacy. I get to use my gifts to provide for my family. Like, I get to drive to this venue. Okay. Oh, I get to kiss my daughter. I get to text my son because he's at grandma's house. I get to use this phone that I have. I get to use this technology. It's on, it's working, right? I get to kiss my wife goodbye as she goes to her last appointment. So all these different things. And by the time I got to that venue, I was poured with gratitude. I saw a lot of people I knew. I get to network with these great people in my community. Some I've known for over 6 years, and seeing them elevate, right? I get to indulge. Oh, they had some banging food. They had the mac and cheese. They had the crab infused rice. That was a banger. They had some brisket, mashed potatoes. Shout out to A and B Creative. But I get to do all these things. And why I'm showing up to you guys is telling you right now, because I don't want you guys to, don't let your blessings start feeling like burdens, right? I said this I made a Facebook post about this the other day. You can count your blessings, but make sure you share them too. Don't just count them, share them. And there's gratitude in everything you do. Immediately, initially, once I go down a negative slope, my mental health gets thrown off. I don't want to be bothered. Anxiety starts creeping in. Feelings of lack. It's just a domino effect. So once I shift this, and still do, I did it today, y'all. Like, this is proof. I want you guys to feel the same way, because then you start to control the narrative, right? And then you start to hold power, because you guys hold the power. And you gotta be mindful of what you tell yourself, of how you talk to yourself. You don't always need a mirror in front of you to talk to yourself, to see how you talk to yourself, but you got to start talking to yourself more positively, and build that muscle, that mental muscle, because it creeps in. I'm telling you that. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do nothing. I get to be sober, right? I get to choose not to drink. I get to live drug free. I get to have fun while being sober. I get to breathe out these 2 nostrils. Even when the allergies was spanking the boy a few weeks ago, I was like, shoot, I get to experience this. I'm alive to experience this, right? There's a lot of things right now. There's so many people, they complain over the most littlest things, complaining, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to go get the car serviced. At least you have a car. I get to get my car serviced. I get to put gas in my tank. At least I have a car. At least you have a car, right? Don't downplay those blessings you have. And most importantly, don't keep talking to your subconscious with that, because you're going to attract more of that. And I know we all want to work on our mental health, and we all want to get rid of fear and get rid of anxiety and get rid of all those things that just keep us down and not in the present moment. I get to. That's my challenge for y'all. Do it right now. Think about the things. Think about one thing today that you low-key was complaining about. Oh, I have to do this. I have to. No, shift that to I get to. I have to go pick up my son from daycare. I get to. I have to go grocery shopping. You get to. My wife just hit me with that right now. She just called me because she needs help getting the groceries out, but she called me. Oh, I have to go to the grocery store. And I corrected her. You get to. Say I get to, because she had that little tone. I had that little tone this morning. But that's all. I get to attitude. For all my men out there who may be feeling overwhelmed, overworked, overstimulated, I get it. I get to. You guys have a blessed rest of your day. Ignite the world. That's it. That's all. Why is that car circling the block? I'm about to spin the block on me. I'm out. Gone.